Alrighty, folks. Hello and welcome to Richmond Raceway. My name is John Theodore, streaming live at twitch.tv/John Theodore Live. Recorded version of this broadcast at youtube.com/John Theodore. And thank you all very much for tuning in. We're going to be in the number 27, a red circle, 1987 Chevrolet Monte Carlo. This is a 100-lap race at Richmond. Trying to build on the momentum we got last week with the win at Michigan. We're decently quick here. Probably not up to pole speed pace, but we're going to try to put in a solid lap and have a good race here tonight. Appreciate you guys tuning in however you're watching, and if you're watching on YouTube, I was looking at the stats earlier, and about half of you guys that watch my videos are not subscribed to the channel, so if that sounds like you, please do click that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so that you can get notified whenever I upload new content. Oh, almost had it there off 4 and lost it a little bit. We were on pace to maybe pull a rabbit out of our hat in qualifying 2 weeks in a row there. But it looks like we're going to be third on grid there. That was a decent lap. We should be in good shape for the race.
Checker flag.
Plethman, all your cars, vehicles have a Godzilla somewhere on them? Nice. I like that. I should do some fun schemes. The thing is that I try to, at this point, I try to do stuff where I have express permission from the copyright holder to run their stuff, and I do try to, use my platform to promote causes that I think are important and substantive. But it would be really fun to, run like a Star Wars themed scheme or a Rocket League themed scheme or, something to do with whatever video game or TV show or pop culture thing that I happen to be into at the current time. I actually did put up I did run in one race. I didn't stream it, but I did a birds aren't real paint scheme just because I think that meme is fun and funny. But yeah, just didn't seem to be, fully in accordance with the relatively more serious tone that my channel has, when you establish an identity, there is at least for me, I get a, certain sense that like it does box you in a sort of way. It's not that I can't step outside of it. It's just that, stepping outside of the identity that I've established with the channel is an intentional choice, if that makes sense. By the way, for those of you watching on YouTube, if you have any thoughts or comments about what we've been discussing here pre-race, or anything else that comes up in the video, please don't hesitate to drop me a nice little comment down there in the comment section, and tell me how much you like my stuff. I always like to hear that. Here we go.
A couple of these guys might try a power move down there.
Good luck, everybody. All right.
Close.
I pledge to be a good sport whether I win or lose, to know that people online are real people and my words have real impact, to set a positive example with my behavior, to speak up against discrimination, hate speech, harassment, and abuse, to show integrity by honoring the rules, my opponents, and my teammates, to stop, listen, and reassess if I'm told that my words or actions are harmful, and to respect others even if their sincere opinions are different from my own. !GLHF in my Twitch channel chat, link in the description below this video if you'd like to take the pledge yourself, be a part of making online gaming a better, more pleasant place for everyone involved. Nice lap, Cole.
Thanks, man.
I had a shot at you. I was tracking positive through 1 and 2, and then I lost it a little bit off 4. It's going to be a fun race.
so hard to get speed up before. I was like 2/10 faster than I was coming out. I just could not hold that speed down.
Yeah, I just thunderfooted it.
Yeah, I gained all my time through 1 and 2. Lost a little bit through 3
You
and
have
4.
2 additional sets of tires for this race. Be smooth and have a good run.
Yeah, there definitely seemed to be a little bit more grip in the track for qualifying than there was in that practice server we were in.
Yeah, I was surprised how well I was getting speed until that last turn.
Line up behind the 2.
So if this goes green the whole way, we should not have to pit. I don't expect it to go green. I expect some cautions, but you know, if we get clear the first 5 or so laps and folks start getting strung out, Richmond's definitely a track that can go long on a green flag run. 2 pace laps here. $100 laps is actually a pretty decent length race at Richmond. Laps here do go by pretty quick, but you know, that's a sizable race length where a lot can happen. So we're starting third. We want to get a good finish, but a win's not outside the realm of possibility. We got a 3K strength of field here. You know, we're going to try to put some pressure on Cole and the rest of these guys and try to get a win. That's the objective. We're the top-rated driver in the field. So
get something to drink. Get ready to go here.
iRacing is expecting a win of us, and
Nope, we got a wrecker.
oh goodness,
What
happened there?
Green flag.
Nice clean start. A little bit loose there in 3 and 4. Don't want to kill the right front. Nice and easy with it. Just be smooth. Take care of the tires. It's not so much about tire wear in terms of what helps your lap time with these tires, but if you can keep the tires cooler over the course of the run, or at least have them heat up a little bit less quickly, that can pay off some dividends as, you know, tire temperature on bias ply tires and iRacing at least matters a lot in terms of their pace and their grip. So if I can keep my right front a little bit cooler than the cars around me while maintaining the same pace, that will pay off as an advantage as the run goes on. Yep, Blues won 3-1 last night. I actually still haven't watched the highlights. I was going to watch the game after my Winter Series race, and then with all the drama that happened, I ended up talking with Mike for like, I don't know, an hour and a half as we, you know, talked through our differences over the last couple of weeks and buried the hatchet. We're on good terms now, so it's always a lot of respect because we both, you know, to him, because he was as mad at me as I was at him, if not madder. So for him to, you know, be open and willing to having an honest and frank discussion about things,
What happened?
a lot of respect for him on that.
Yeah, he blinked out for about 2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah, I was trying to.
The road is
wondering
open,
why somebody just all of a sudden spun around.
Red Wing fan living in St. Louis. Daryl, 90s must have been fun for you. Red Wings were a force in those years. Can you live on $15.50 an hour? You can survive on $15.50 an hour.
7. Get the lucky dog.
And it depends on
I'm gonna have one coming to the
Lucky
outside.
dog.
where you're at
Sorry.
and what the cost of living is. If it's an upgrade from what you were making before, congratulations to you. Yeah, like that's
Lining up behind the 7.
that's what we're trying to get established as a living wage for the minimum wage. So, yeah, I would say you ought to be able to make it by on that, for sure. $15.50 an hour, I would say, is it's the bare minimum in order to make ends meet with the way that the economy is currently. Nedley153, thank you so much for the follow. I hope it goes well for you, man. You know I'm rooting for you, Straight Tail. So I hope it ends up being a good thing. You boy Zach, welcome. How you doing? Well, we were looking pretty good on that short little run that we had there. Keep it going.
Seems like a lot of pace laps.
Yeah, there was a lucky dog, so it went one longer than the first caution would normally have. Yeah,
That makes sense.
I can see. I mean, yeah, 15 an hour, 20 an hour. Those are wages where you can survive. If you work 20 an hour, I think it's 20 an hour. If you work that out to a full-time job, it's about $40,000 a year before taxes, and you can live off of that, but it's definitely still at the low end of a
Line up on the outside.
full-time job pay scale for sure. $2,500 a month, yeah. Is that what it works out to?
Get those tires cleaned off, bud. Get ourselves a good start here.
18. I'm just riding around, so if you want to pass me, I'll go high.
Off. Be ready. Green flag, green flag. Inside.
Didn't get a very clean shift there. Brandon was able to get to the inside of me and get around me. He was on his toes on the restart, and I was a little bit not. Driving it into 3-2 hard there. No panic this early in the race. Jason's asking for some trouble, blocking Brandon down into one there. You get away with that move once. It's held the spot for right now, but he's sort of cashed in that chip. But if you've got the pace for it, then it's definitely a good move. Discourage that guy from trying to take a shot at you rather than letting him get by, and then you've got to work by him. Right now, all three of us are showing a little bit better pace than Cole's got as this run goes forward, so... Cole's going to be feeling the pressure. Passing at Richmond can be difficult. Straightaways are pretty short, so it's tough to generate much of a run off the corners. You can do it. And then the other thing is that with the way that the corners are structured,
Outside.
the car on the high line
Out there.
ends up having a pretty good advantage on corner exit,
Still outside.
as Brandon's going to have right here. So it really makes
You're outside if you want it.
making a pass difficult. You saw how Brandon got bottled up on the inside of the 4 coming off of turn 4. That put me to the inside of him, and then I wasn't able to complete the pass either. It's very tough to make a pass stick here.
Inside. Still there. And clear.
See, I was trying to do it on the outside there. Couldn't quite make it stick, though. I like that setup, though, so I'm going to keep looking for that. Just trying to solve the puzzle. Brandon was second in points heading into this week, too, so we want to beat him and keep pulling our points lead out over him rather than letting him start to gain some ground. Thank you for that follow, Mike Garaguso. Who would that be? How you doing, man? Thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. And again, I appreciate the discussion last night.
Oh, right ahead, Scott.
Ever get into fantasy NASCAR? Somewhat. There aren't enough variables with fantasy NASCAR for it to grab my interest the way that fantasy football works. Of the fantasy sports, fantasy football is the one that's really structured in the most interesting way for me, if that makes sense. I do kind of like doing the daily fantasy NASCAR stuff, like DraftKings and FanDuel. I enjoy those contests, and it makes the race fun to watch. They have a roster of drivers, so I do like the daily ones. I'm not as interested in the season-long stuff.
Outside. Still outside. Still out there, man.
Thank you, Mark.
Hey, boss man, we up there in the high rent district. Let's get it on.
No worries. Good
Clear.
pass, man.
Inside.
I overdrove it there.
Still inside.
Let him get back to the inside. It's good racing there, Brandon.
I've absolutely cooked my... I'm coming in here in the practice.
I noticed. All right, let's see if we can get up on this wheel and try to run down these front two. Still need to be mindful and take care of our tires. We haven't changed them yet, and making them go 100 laps is going to be a challenge because you can wear out a right front or a right rear real easy here if you're not careful. Just real smooth with rolling the corner here. That's such a huge key to being fast at Richmond. It's key to being fast at a lot of tracks, but Richmond in particular, rolling the center of that corner and carrying good corner speed is a huge part of making good, consistent pace here. This track really rewards a soft touch and being smooth. At least that's been my experience here at Richmond. I know other people have different driving styles, but for me, that's always been how I've made speed. Hey, thank you for that follow, Boggers301. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the family. That's overdriving the entry a little bit. I'm going to have to back it down a little bit further, back up my entry a little bit. Tyler E. Williams has manually disconnected. F's in chat, please. Appreciate you guys. You love to see that respect shown to a fallen virtual race car. Yeah, man, I really appreciate it too. I was actually talking to earlier how much respect I had for you that you were able and willing to do that, and I felt really good about it. I was noticing today, actually, when I was at work, that, you know, normally after a bad race like that, I'm still kind of grumpy about it the next day. I didn't have any of that today. I just felt, you know, good. So I really appreciate you taking the time to talk through that stuff last night. Wish more folks would be more willing to do that more often. I think we'd end up in a better place if people were more willing to just have an honest and frank discussion about areas where they have disagreement in general. Agree on what reality is and then talk about, you know, what to do about what reality is. But yeah, agreeing on a center point of reality is the first step in any disagreement. Keeping pace with these two, but we're not gaining much. It's like we gain a little bit and then we give a little bit back. I'm having difficulty making up consistent time here, and I am worried that entries like that are putting way more stress on the right front tire than I want to be putting on it. It's been more of a problem entering turn 3, I think, than it has entering turn 1. It's gotta be smooth.
Thank you.
Smooth is fast. Which was definitely proven out on that last lap there. I definitely had the smoother line of the three of us on that last one and was the quickest car on track as a result. Ooh, boy. That was almost very bad. See what I get? That's karma right there. Making boastful statements. Do the being smooth, don't talk about being smooth, John. Sorry if I'm not reading or responding to chat right now. I got my hands full. This is taking all my attention. But, the general sense of what you're saying there, it sounds like is in accordance with what I was saying. You know, we can have different opinions, but doesn't mean we can't discuss them rationally and in a productive manner. And the more that we seek to do that with one another, I think the better it's going to be. Whoa. Appear to have worked a little bit more heat into my right rear tire than I want. Because it was trying to spin on me there coming off too.
Go ahead and go low, Brandon.
This whole slick track is tricky. Trickier than it looks too. Like Richmond looks like a deceptively easy track.
Thanks, man.
But when it comes to getting real pace here, there's a lot of nuance into actually making lap time here. $19 down to pit road. We stay green though. So I don't know what the nature of his issue that he's dealing with is. My tires are feeling a little bit soft, a little bit hotter.
Any comments there, bud? Pit road is closed.
Extra track time. I agree. There's a lot of good people in sim racing, and you know, there's more good folks than bad folks. The folks who make sim racing frustrating are really vocal and having, you know,
Did get a 0x though, so I'm pretty happy about
have an
that.
outsized influence versus what their actual population is.
Pit road's open.
But I would say that they're more good folks to race with by far than folks
Felt
who are
like I
not
played my
fun to
tires
race with.
pretty good there. I hated to see the
Let's go see
caution.
what the tires look like here.
Yeah,
Right at
curious to
halfway,
see what mine
so
were.
we're going to be good to go to the end here.
I am missing something so bad, and I have no idea what it is.
It's a tough track for sure.
Start looking for your sign. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop on the sign.
All right, 71% right front, 54% right rear. So our right rear was wearing faster than our right front.
Go, man, go, man, go.
70s right front, 67 right
Just a
rear.
heads up, you know that you only have one set of right side tires remaining.
Yeah, surprisingly, my right rear has
On the
more
lefts, it was
wear.
89,
85 and
87.
62.
So wearing the right front more is what you want, but overheating
Okay,
it.
well,
Oh
yeah,
wow,
78, 62,
Cole was
it
being
feels bad. I just don't
much
really know how to
easier
run off my,
on his
my right
tires.
rear.
Well, he's easier on his. I was easier on my right front.
Yeah,
He
I'm
was easier on his right rear.
71 too, so.
Okay, so about the same.
Up behind the 4.
I have 41% on the right front, but I feel like I'm taking it really
Yeah,
easy into
that's
the
true. A
corner.
lot of the time, you know, if you don't have issues with folks, you just race with them and you're cool. You don't really like have extended
it's not
conversations
great.
with people unless
I mean, this isn't my best track.
you
I had
know
one here before, but that was the lowest
you do what
split,
we
but
did last night and really
I
make a point of
don't have
doing
the
it.
speed that the leaders have.
The exception being the guys that you just
I'm better at saving
you know
tires than
click
finding
with
speed
or
on
end
this
up on
track.
teams with and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just like friendships in real life. They either form organically or they don't. Excuse me.
Coming up on halfway here this time by.
Yeah. It's weird that they always do the halfway announcement 1 lap past halfway. But we are looking at having a restart here with 47 laps to go.
I just gotta try and remember not to drive hard and try and stay with these 3 fast guys.
Yeah, as long as I survive this race, I'll be happy.
By the way, it
Yeah,
always
for
it always hits me whenever I hear stuff said like that, which you know, because I used to be the
Yeah, I
guy
can't wait to watch John's video and see what I'm
making
doing wrong. As you
statements
show
like
you
that,
a
like,
lot of
"Oh man, I
things
just want to hang with the fast guys." So now when people make those statements about wanting to, you know, I want to hang with the fast guys, and I'm one of the I'm one of the guys that they're talking about. It hits me right here in the
I'm
feels.
often
That feels
whipping
good.
off the throttle with, the black Coca-Cola before
What were my tires
the
again?
turn,
My
maybe just a
tires
little
were
bit after,
71% on the
and
right
coasting
front
before I
and
took the
54%
throttle
on the right
or the
rear.
brake, I mean.
I'm running a 16-to-1 steering ratio
Yeah, same here.
and
The biggest thing for these cars,
45.2% on the brake
letting
bias.
off early, trying to let it coast as much as you can, then getting back to speed. But
Yeah, we didn't need to
this
put
is
in
not one of my
gas,
better short
so
tracks with it.
we started the race with more fuel than we need to get to the
Yes,
end
we are.
from the start of the race. So
I'm
you don't need
9,
fuel
so
this
don't
week,
take my advice anyways.
but you might need tires depending on how hard
Hey,
you're being
cars
on them.
off. You ready?
If it goes green the whole way, they might not last.
You ready? Green, 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 green.
Got a good restart that time. Still plenty of laps left to where tire management could matter. Again, not so much in terms of tire wear, but there's definitely plenty of laps to where tire temperature could come into play. So again, what we want to do is we want to be smooth and keep our tires cool and keep gripping them.
Sorry, try not to stop me on the track, but I was stuck.
Make sure you're getting yourself something to drink there, buddy.
Well, all right.
Pit road is
We go
closed.
back under yellow.
Oh, there I go.
Left side tires were at 87, 89. I think. Yeah, 89 left front, 87 left rear.
Rip.
Pit road
Yeah, you get
closed.
promoted at the start of the new season for the license
Trying to keep all
unless
this kinda
you,
work. I just can't ever figure it
yeah,
out, really.
cross over the 4 barrier, and then you can get a promotion within the season as long as you meet the participation requirements for your current license level.
Did you take 2 or 4?
I took 2, which I'm really fine with. I just
I
can't
honestly
go too far on the inside rather than
wouldn't
being a little bit up on the
recommend
track.
worrying about license promotion too much. Those are going to take care of themselves. If you focus
Lucky
on
dog coming outside.
Map car.
if you just focus on learning your craft and you know focus on learning how to be a good driver, that the race is clean.
Look to be behind
The
top.
license promotions will just naturally take care of themselves. So I wouldn't stress over that. Yeah, you can absolutely climb from D to A in a season. It's just like, I just wouldn't I wouldn't recommend trying to focus too hard on that, because the thing is that if you keep moving up in different cars styles too quickly, you're throwing a lot of new information at yourself when you're trying to what you're trying to learn is how to drive a race car. So if you keep changing the variable of what car you're driving at a rapid pace, it's going to actually slow you down and hinder your overall progress. So I personally recommend picking a series that you want to run and just focusing on running and getting good in that series. But if you have fun running a wide variety of a whole lot of different stuff, by all means do that. I've just found for me personally that simplifying and focusing in on a tighter scope allows you to really focus on the details of refining your driving ability, because you're not having to spend so much time learning the different handling characteristics of different vehicles. Yeah, especially not right now with what the car you drive at the A license is. This is a B license series, and in my opinion, it's the most fun series to run on the sim right now.
How many cars did they start with?
At least on the oval side. There's some really good ones on the road.
21. 21, you said?
21, and we've got 15.
21.
Oh, it says it up there. Yeah, we have a 21 car field with an average strength of 3,035.
We're on one. One to go.
Check.
Looks like you'll be on the outside this time.
I was just wondering because there's only like, what, 15 cars on the lead lap right now, so I guess a lot of people have already quit out.
We have had some attrition at the start of this one for sure.
Oh, I know all about that. Hoping I can rebound a little bit.
A license open set series. The thing is that the population in this series is so low that if you split it with an open and a fixed series,
Did a really good job, man.
it would be
Another tug real quick.
detrimental to the health of the series overall. I do wish that they would add, even if it was just 1 or 2 sessions a week, something like they're doing with the Winter Series, where you do a full-length season, you know,
Green.
the way that like an NIS style series with this one, even if it didn't have 5 sessions a week or something like that.
Caution's out.
Oh goodness.
110%, my fault. Got hung up between gears.
Yeah, did my
My
radio
bad.
sound bad out there? The road is closed.
Did you miss a shift or something?
Your cat unplugged your router? Oh my goodness, man.
Yeah,
When it rains,
yeah,
it pours.
I missed
I've
the
been
shift.
feeling the
That
same
was
way too, man.
totally
I've
my
been
fault.
having. It's just been an up and down month.
It's bound to happen.
It's just like, you know, I've had good races. Like Michigan last week, everything went according to plan. It was a great race, led the whole thing, which was, I went back and looked at my stats. That was the 4th time that I've led every lap in a race. The other 3,
You'll be lining
2
up
of
the
them
end at 4.
were single split ARCA series races back when ARCA was the K&N
I got
series,
you, catch up.
and the fields were like 8 drivers. And the other one was ARCA's series, you know, again, still back when it was the K&N series,
Coming to the outside.
at
outside,
at Dover.
behind the 20.
So it was all 3 in the D class series, which has no cautions, which makes leading the whole race substantially easier to do. But yeah, so I've had races like that where everything goes according to plan, and then I've just had races where it's like I just seem to be a magnet for stuff happening lately. Yeah, Winter Series has helped. The thing that was a little discouraging is that it seems like the participation in the Winter Series has trailed off a little bit as the season goes on, so I hope that doesn't mean that they'll just that they'll abandon the idea of using these cars for the Winter Series next year in favor of, just sticking with the next gen car or something like that.
You hear me, 8?
Or the Gen 7. You'll learn to appreciate no caution racing once you get into some C-Fix lobbies. It's really
Hey,
nice
Ken, are you and Mike?
to not have
Look,
cautions
Ansel.
and just know that the thing's
How's
going to
my
go
front end
green.
look?
Looks pretty good from where I'm
Yeah, I think
standing.
harder tracks have had something to do with it.
Sorry, if you were talking
Yeah,
to me, Mark,
Darlington and
Oh,
Rockingham for
sorry.
sure
Oh, you were
are
talking
more
to me.
challenging, so those tracks do tend to have a little bit lower participation,
luckily my,
which
our
I don't
engines are still
get.
where they're at.
Those are the tracks that I have the most fun driving at.
Because I was gassing up right when he slipped his gear.
Michigan this coming week's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to that, especially I've got my confidence after
Yeah, I
the
think in
race I
that
ran
defense
last
this
week at
week, that you
Michigan's
should
at
be
an
able
all-time
to.
high.
Yeah, I just, right as I was shifting gear, he shifted his miss, so I hit him
Yep,
probably about 30
I
miles
mean
an hour
Daytona
faster
and
than he was
Talladega
going,
always have the highest
just to make sure that I
participation,
didn't, like,
and those are the
anything.
ones that I'm like that give me a headache when I think about trying to run them because they're stressful.
Under 100 degrees.
I don't know. People
Yeah,
like
mine's
what they
the
like.
same.
Mine too.
Michigan should be popular.
I think all of y'all need to go.
These
pit,
cars are
figure
super
that
fun to
out.
drive at Michigan too, and the thing is like if you're going into Michigan thinking that's an easy track to drive,
As long as you don't say
you're
you're
gonna-
200
You
right
want to
now,
go?
you should be fine.
Get yourself up in the
you're
green.
going to be in trouble because
Gun outside.
Michigan's
Yeah,
pretty
against
deceptive.
13,
Again,
I was
kind of
just
like
completely
Richmond.
stupid on my
It
part.
seems easy and wide
No,
open to
it-
drive
I mean,
at first,
It happens.
but there's enough
I just wanna make
nuance
sure
with it that
my car was still
you
good
know
in that,
if you actually
yeah.
want to go
I think
fast
it's
and
where
take care of your
hit the
tires
car
and
enough that
maintain
might have
pace,
damaged the engine, but it seems completely fine.
you got to be pretty on top of your
Yeah,
game
10-4.
with how to drive that track.
Let's say I came out of that with about 40 seconds.
All right, we're going back to green. We're going to have 34 laps left.
Everybody down there,
Yeah, the
get
good thing
through
about these
that.
cars is
Starting to run out of time here.
Get Cody
Is that
figured out.
damage?
Stuff's
You're
messed
still
up.
good to go with
Okay.
many minutes of
All right,
optional.
big man. Pace cars off. Be ready. Green flag.
Jason was a little bit slow on the start that time.
Outside. And you're doing a damn good job. You know that? Still out there. Clear.
All right, we got to second.
You're doing a damn good job, my man.
That's big. Let's see if we can run Cole down now and try to go for that win. Try to reel him in while keeping the tires cool. That's the thing. If we can reel him in while being a little bit smoother, we got a shot at this deal. That was a good 1 and 2. A little bit of kick out on the back end on exit. That's not what you want because based on my tire wear, it's the right rear that I need to focus on taking care of more than the right front. But we also just need to go and not worry about that right now. One thing that I always have to constantly remind myself is to look further ahead down the track. I'm always faster if I do that. Don't look at what's right in your face, and it's harder to do on a, since you know the monitor that we're doing, it's actually, you know, a 2D surface. So it's really tempting to just look at what's right in front of you, but you really want to be looking further up ahead down the track. You'll find that you're faster and more consistent if you do that on the long haul. You'll hit your apexes better, you'll maximize your exits better. Little touch into the wall there. No harm done to the car, though. And no real time loss. And we're basically here at this point. We've closed in on him. Now it's a matter of, can we make the pass? This is definitely a don't break the egg kind of track. If you notice, I'm not full throttle until I get on the straightaway a lot of the time, which is what you want to do. If you're really maximizing your throttle input, you need to be bleeding it in. If you find yourself stomping on it, you've probably actually missed some throttle application earlier in the corner and you're a little bit late. You know, the other thing is, riding that, extending your braking zones, using less brake for a longer period of time to help get that car rotated and just be really smooth entry into the middle of your corner. You want to, your whole corner needs to be one solid connected piece. Oh, I almost got into Cole there. Not what I want to do. But we're,
outside. You're clear,
Oh, almost got into them there. That was a little bit of a bold send, but I was there, and he did leave enough room. Barely. I'm glad that I didn't get into him and we didn't touch. I wouldn't want to do that. Cole and I always race each other clean, and I got a lot of respect for him, so I want to make this pass cleanly. But I do want to make it. I mean, Jason's right there, too, keeping both of us honest as well. Cole might be overdriving a little bit. We're definitely applying some pressure. He is getting into one a lot softer than I am. If we can get off 4, we ought to be able to have a real good shot going down into turn 1. Didn't quite maximize that the way that I wanted to.
Thank you, 20.
Take a look high. Cole's so good on his corner exits. That's what makes passing him so tough, is that's really how you want to pass a guy, is you want to beat him on the corner exit to set up something on entry, but he's so clean with his exits that it really makes generating that run very difficult. Reminding myself again to look further down the track. As we've gotten close, I've been focusing so much on his bumper, I really haven't been looking down the track the way that I need to. Concept that you want to think about when you're working a battle like this is you don't want to drive through the guy, but you do want to drive past the guy, if that makes sense, as far as like a mental way of thinking about it. Laps are winding down, and Jason's definitely applying some very real pressure right now. It's not that Cole's driving mistake-free right now, but he's recovering from mistakes and minimizing the net impact that they're having on his lap time. And the big thing is that he's making sure that he's giving up in the center of the corner where I really can't do much with it, and he's not giving up anything on corner exits where I could do something with it. So I really need to find a way to gain an advantage on corner exits where I can pull alongside of him getting into one of these corners. We almost had that shot that one time going down into 3. Oh, Ryan Andrews disconnected again. F's in chat. That you do hate to see that. He's been having the worst luck. I wonder if that's another router issue again. He mentioned that when it happened the first time that was what it was when he came into the chat room.
Caution, caution.
Oh boy.
Quickly tell me what you got.
Woo, thank you for turning, Mark.
We got a pit here,
No worries.
I think. I can't imagine staying out here.
Sorry, man. It's like you just stopped in front of me.
I got loose and I had to collect it.
Yeah, this is an official Series 7 Noble.
You gotta get involved in that.
It's all good, man. Just let you know it wasn't anything intentional. Just...
Oh, no, I knew it wasn't you. Like I said, I just...
Now this
got
series
loose.
does not have
You kind of dove underneath me.
green
I
right
didn't
checkers,
blind,
so
and then when I gassed it, I feel my back ain't kicking out. So then when I had to
someone
collect
could
it,
stay
I
out
just
and try to
gassed
snake a
it
win
right
here,
away,
but
that was all on me anyways.
it'd be a risky proposition. But if there's another quick caution, the race will be over. Field with a split decision.
Start looking for your sign. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop on the sign.
Oh boy. Did I make the wrong call? Maybe.
Go.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Drive smart. There are no more right side tyres to put on.
You'll be lining up
We were
behind
set up to have a good finish there, John. Still might, but we were gonna have a good one.
Yeah, that was a fun run there, man. I don't know what the right call was here.
Sorry for putting that out, guys. It's not my race.
Well, one of us made the right call.
To be honest, I didn't expect that many guys to stay out.
I mean, this race started kind of rough with my screen freezing there coming to the green. That just set up for the rest of the race.
Tires were only
Yeah,
8480,
tracks
so
pretty
I was a
good.
lot better on tire management there
Terrible.
than I was on the
so
first run.
Hopefully the next one's better.
Sure, it will be. You've got pace.
Just gotta
and you
hope that
drove
we
through
don't
the
run anyone
field
over
on
as
that
we're
run.
trying to go by people. We're gonna try to
Yeah, it's either I
shoot
finish
to the
top
outside
3
here,
or like
I think.
bottom 3, it seems.
We will not have
I'm
many
hoping the
laps,
guys that have tires.
but we will have a lot of speed.
Yeah, hold him
I
up.
just
for the
hope
knock.
if y'all wouldn't mind not being too much of an obstacle.
No, that's what I'm saying. If you obviously have the speed, I'm going to let you by. I'm not going to try to block or anything.
Appreciate it.
All that would do is get me another 4X.
It's a lot of ground to try to gain in not very much time. We really need this to stay green the whole way. If it does, we're in good shape. We'll have 5 laps. Yeah, 7 drivers stayed out.
Yeah, this ought to be interesting.
Double them up, double them up.
All right.
Quick 5-lap shootout.
Hopefully we get all 5 laps and doesn't go yellow.
I'll be the pessimist. We ain't gonna get there.
Let's all just try to use our heads. I really need all 5 of these laps. Thing is, it's got to be a
That means you too.
cautious full send. Yes, sir.
Alright, baby. Pace cars off. Be ready. Green flag, green flag.
Didn't get as good of a restart as I wanted to there.
5 laps to go this time, 5. Outside, 2 wide outside.
Dang it! Dang it!
Caution.
You were right.
A protein shake or bar
Dang
or
it.
anything like that. Closed, closed.
You missed a gear, Brandon?
Two roads
Yeah,
open, I think.
because I was debating about whether or not to send it there on the inside for the start, but
Well, we just gave up a really good
probably worked
finish.
out for the best.
Yeah, I didn't know if you missed a gear, if you just spun the tires and got a little loose, but
Get behind the 7.
Yeah, missed the gear and just kept her in neutral for a
Not
minute.
what I
That was
needed.
bad. About killed us in turn 1.
well, thanks for not doing that.
Yeah, once I saw how bad I overdrove it, my only priority was the brake. I'm glad you had awareness to give a little room there.
Good win, Cole. Nice call on staying out, guys. Dang it.
Thanks, man. That was good racing with you.
I'll take 3 laps down to 7.
As always, by the way.
Yeah, for sure. Son of a gun.
That's my first one in a while.
Well, you earned it, man. Led the whole thing. That was impressive.
Yeah, I just took a chapter out of your book from last week.
Right on.
2 laps to go, 2 laps to go.
Oh, shoot, did you really lead every lap?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yep.
Nice shot, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Sorry again for being cause of some of those cautions, guys.
Nice run, Cole. One of these years I'll get up there and run with you again.
Me and you always end up having good races here at Richmond.
Yeah. For sure. I've always enjoyed running with you.
This is the white flag.
You too, man.
8th is not what we needed points-wise at all.
Yeah, I'm
Boy,
pretty
we
sure
gave
this
away
is
a
my
pile
first
of
lap
points
in
there.
this combo. I didn't race the one last season here. Or the season before, sorry, 2 seasons ago. I'll take that.
I raced it, but for some reason it just feels different.
And we're going to lose more iRating, too.
I
We
got
have
to
been
watch
just...
Josh Berry's line in the ARCA car here, and he actually tapped the wall on entry and on exit.
Should have stayed out.
To help straighten the car up and then to help turn the car. Like if you do it just enough where it's not even a 0X, it was absolutely helping him every single turn.
Yeah, I can see that.
A lot of trust there.
I can see that working, though. Especially like with where iRacing works, hitting a safer barrier, or touching a safer barrier, which is a guardrail, is very different from touching a concrete wall.
I guess it's a bit like at Bristol that you kind of bump the wall in the middle of the turn and you can just send it.
Flag.
Well, I got to get back to work. Good win, Cole, and
Very nice
good race,
work, my
everybody.
man. Good solid day.
Thanks, Brandon. Have a good one, buddy.
You'll be behind at 13.
Really regretting pitting there.
Yeah, that's a hard call. I just couldn't justify doing it from the lead, but I could see why you would think it would work. It's worked before.
I didn't think so many guys would stay out. Yeah, with 10 to go, but that's the thing. I should have been thinking of it from 5 to go. Yeah, anyway. Nice win.
Thanks, man.
By the way, John, question. I know you have a new paint scheme. What's the red circle thing on your car mean?
So Red Circle is a nonprofit in North St. Louis County, focused on community building through a racial equity lens.
Go Nickle, go Nickle.
That's awesome, man. I really like that.
Yeah, they're a really good cause.
Hey, good race, everyone. Hope to have better racecraft next one.
Man. It's really tempting to come back and just run the next one. I don't know. I gotta think about this. I want to get those points.
Radio paint schemes go black them on.
Oh, that was a tough one. I have to go back into the replay to get the screenshot. Yeah, I'm going to have to think about if I want to hop back on and run the 9:30 race. I might just do that to try to get some points. That happens, though. That's racing. That's the thing is, you know, like, you end up on the right side of strategy calls like that sometimes, and sometimes you end up on the wrong side. So congrats to Cole on the win. We would have had 172 points if we had finished second. Instead, we get 118. That's definitely not going to cut it. Brandon gets 154. I think he'll be leading the points after that. Which, you know, hats off to him. Drove a great race and made the right call. And he's been having a good season. We are deadlocked, tied on points right now. My goodness. Oh. I'm going to have to think about if I actually want to take another stab at this tonight or not. But if I do, I'll pop back on and stream it. But for right now, I'm going to sign off. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate y'all. If you like the video, please do click that like button, hit subscribe, and head over to twitch.tv/John Theodore Live and click that heart to give me a follow. Thank you very much, and peace out.